Hey gamers, this is Lonegun. Today I just want to go over some flying tips for Battlefield Bad Company 2 with everybody, just because I've been noticing a lot of very bad pilots. One of the new maps that recently came out is Heavy Metal, and it's a big map, and each side has 2 helicopters. And I've been noticing just pilots that are just doing some really basic bad mistakes that are getting them killed, and they're not being very effective in the fight. So I thought I'd just share with you some of my flying tips, how I fly with each of the helicopters, and we'll just have fun with that today. Alright gamers, here I am standing in front of the Apache helicopter, and this is on the US side. And this gun, or this helicopter, has guns for both the pilot, and there's also the gunner in the front who will have the control of the cannon there. So this is a good offensive helicopter. So this is your tank busting helicopter. Now I see a lot of guys jump in these, and they'll go and try to just attack soldiers on the ground. That's not really effective. You want to use this helicopter for taking out their tanks, destroying buildings. That's what the rockets are for. So I'll hop in and show you how I fly. Obviously, I'm using WASD and my mouse. I'm not using a joystick. So up is W. That's your that'll get you up. Down is S. A and D are your yaw. It's your left and right, and then your mouse wheel, or your mouse, is your direction. So forward, backward, and then side to side. Now, one thing to keep in mind when flying any helicopter in this game is that you're gonna always want to apply some sort of upward motion. So you're gonna be using W a lot. Now, you can just lay into W and push forward, and that's going to get you moving forward pretty quickly. And so if you try to hover without pressing the W here, let me slow down. You're going to notice I'm going to start dropping here after a while. And the one way to counteract that is just to tap every once in a while on the W. And again, that's giving your main rotor just more lift. So mouse forward, I push W, and then that's how you get going. I'm going straight. I'm actually maintaining my altitude, and that's how you just do straight flight. Now, when you want to slow down, I let go of W on my keyboard, and I just pull back on the mouse a bit, and now I can get back into stable flight. Now, these are just some very basic techniques to flying, but they're going to come in really handy when, for instance, you just need to get from point A to point B as fast as you can. Push forward, forward on the mouse, and W on the keyboard, and then it'll get your speed up. Now, another way to get speed is to use gravity itself. So if you can get some height, like I'm doing now, you want to get some altitude. Now, when I push forward, I'm going to push forward a little bit more than and I'm actually dropping in altitude, but I'm picking up speed as I do that, and now I'm actually going a lot faster than if I'm trying to maintain altitude and go straight. So I'll try that again. Get some altitude, turn around here, and then as I go forward, I'm pressing W, I'm moving my mouse forward, and I'm actually losing altitude, but I'm actually going a lot faster than if I am trying to maintain altitude. All right. Now, as I said in the beginning, this is your offensive weapon. You want to be taking out tanks. You want to be leveling buildings. Now, in Heavy Metal, objective B here is vital for both sides. I've noticed that every time I've won this map, we've held B. So you want to get B. Now, one of the things that I found that works really well in doing this is that obviously you want a lot of ground soldiers in B, but you also want to be taking care of these buildings. If you've got enemies coming in, then I use the helicopter to go ahead and demolish the buildings and to take them out. And there's also a AAA gun over here. It hasn't spawned yet because I haven't capped it, but in that little pillbox area, there's a AAA gun. So that's, if you don't have B and you're flying a helicopter, you really want to watch out for that. Maybe tell some of your teammates, especially if they're sniping. This is a big map for sniping. They can just keep it locked down by either sniping the gunner or just by dropping artillery on it and just keeping it totally locked down. So that's it for the Apache. I'm going to go ahead and switch to another helicopter and go over some of those tactics. All right, gamers, here I am in front of the Huey. Now, I like to think of this helicopter as your bus in the sky. It's really good for transporting people across the map. Now, here on Heavy Metal, I'll use it a lot just to get guys packed in. And here I am on the U.S. side, so our closest objective is C. So what I'm going to do is take a bunch of guys and get them over to Objective A, and that way we can lock off the enemy and hopefully allow our ground guys to get to B. So that's what I personally see this as a good offensive tool. Now, as far as offensive capabilities, if you're the pilot, you have none. You're just going to be flying. But there are two miniguns on either side, and those can be accessed through F2 and F3. So if you're a passenger, you happen to get in and somebody bails out, you can hop over into one of those positions. Because it is the bus, it literally is slow. Really, it's not as fast as the Apache, but you can get it up to speed. Again, using W to go up, I want to gain some altitude, and then I can go ahead and get this thing moving quickly. Again, mouse forward. I'm just using the mouse controls, and I'm going to pick up some speed. I'm flying kind of low to these and then use that momentum coming down. Oh, and I messed up. Okay, I didn't die, but I show you what not to do there. No, but you want to just come down over that mountain. Practice. You want to practice that approach, and look how quickly we got over here. It's a lot faster than driving a buggy. It's a lot faster than grabbing a tank or even walking. So, if you can get the Huey loaded up with some passengers. Again, it's a very quick way to get around from point A to point B, especially if you need a lot of troops in one position. Now, this helicopter, along with the Hind on the Russian side, are the two helicopters are just like, I see pilots who just need a lot more practice. So I would just recommend for anybody is to find an empty server where, like I am now. I'm all by myself, and grab the helicopters, fly them around, get a feel for how they work, and that way you'll just become a better pilot, and that way you won't be called the noob when you're piloting your team around. Now, this helicopter is unlike the Apache. This helicopter I think, is way better at getting at your killing your soldiers, getting the enemies. You've got two chain guns. You know what? If you see your ground soldiers need some help, say at B, make sure you have gunners on both sides willing to go with you, and just make passes. You can make a couple passes. If you're taking fire, then you want to get back and get repaired, obviously. But it is good for that type of thing. Keep when you're shooting at somebody, they're less likely to try to move forward on the objective. So just keep that in mind. And so this is the Huey. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Russian side. The helicopters are pretty much the same, but I just want to give you a preview of what they look like and how they handle.